Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and the latest transfer news. The January transfer window, believe it or not, it's actually hard to believe that it was actually open because we've not done anything and it's about to close. But hopefully they will do a couple of stuff. So we will be discussing 3 or 4 players. First, will Dusan Vlahovic finally join Arsenal, or will that story end up not happening? Number 2, is Isak the best alternative for Dusan Vlahovic, or should we be getting another striker? Number 3, Melo, 18-month loan deal. Will we be getting him on loan? Will Juventus decide to sell him to us? Will we get him on a 6-month loan? A lot of issues going on there. And how many other players will leave Arsenal this transfer window? Obviously, we've already gotten rid of Niles, Pablo Mari, Kolasinac, several players. Will we make it 4 or 5 players now? Let's wait and see. As always, make sure to hit the like button. I was live like 20 minutes ago, but the laptop decided to hang for some reason. Technology almost as bad as Arsenal's performance from yesterday. But never mind, we have no control with that. The only thing we have control of is talking about this transfer. So in the comment section, let me know which players do you want to join Arsenal? How many players do you think we should be getting this transfer window? I've put a poll on YouTube asking, Dusan Vlahovic story. Are you totally tired of it? Do you still want us to get him, or how do you feel about Vlahovic, basically? So this has been a really tough week for Arsenal. In fact, I don't even think it's possible to have a tougher couple of weeks like the one we've had. Obviously, with the postponed games, missing on the North London derby, we drew with Liverpool after such a good performance. But then after that, it's been a shambles. We lost to Nottingham Forest without scoring. We lost to Liverpool at home without scoring. We've drawn with Burnley, almost as bad as a loss, to be fair, without scoring again. Obviously, Man United picking up a last-minute win against West Ham. Tottenham picking up 2 goals in the last minute against Leicester. I don't think it's even possible to have such a dreadful week. So hopefully things go up from here. This is one of the worst Januaries we've had. I'm even hoping we could go back to 2021. That's how bad it's been. So transfer news, let me see who's here already. Ibrahim, how are you? Ivan, how are you? Nipun, nice to see you, man. Good win for you guys yesterday, Chelsea. You really helped us, by the way. Tottenham would have been above us. Fatai, happy Arsenal, thank you. Canon Ford, Alex, how are you? Arsenal disappointing, but hey, we beat useless FC for you. Yeah, thank you for that. So yesterday, you could see definitely we didn't have a plan B. And I've noticed that with Arsenal. Obviously, people have been saying that about that stuff for a couple of months. But I've noticed we really don't have a plan B in the transfer market this January. And we've not had a plan B in the games against the likes of Burnley and Nottingham Forest. For example, let's start with the game yesterday. The moment you start the game, let's see the plan A is start the first 20 minutes, try and get a goal against Burnley. If that doesn't work, you should really be having a plan B after that. Maybe the plan B could play Saka on the left, play Martinelli on the right, or just something different. Maybe push Lokong up front or push Odegaard up front, let him play right next to Smith Rowe. That could be a plan B. If plan B doesn't work, maybe plan C is, maybe bring Ketia on, play a front 2 together up front, or I don't know, take off Martinelli, play Martinelli up front, just something different, a plan C, a plan D. But yesterday you could see The moment plan A didn't work, we did not have any other plans. It was just give Smith, throw the ball and Saka and just hope something happens. Unfortunately, it did not happen. And one of the reasons it did not happen is because we currently don't have a striker. We've heard about Aubameyang. Atita was asked about Aubameyang yesterday. The question he was asked was, will Aubameyang be traveling with Arsenal to Dubai? Because they're going to Dubai for a 1 week break. And he said, I don't know. So that is someone who doesn't look to me like he's going to bring Aubameyang back in the team with that answer. And that leaves us very short. Nketiah came on yesterday. Did any of you feel confident Nketiah would score? The answer is no, let's be honest. And Lacazette as well missed so many good chances the last couple of games as well. He's not a clinical striker. For me, Lacazette right now, he should be like a number 10 or something for a couple of games in midfield. But as a striker, he is not clinical enough at all. So that is a position we need to sort out. When you start hearing things like in the last 4 games, Arsenal have not scored a goal, that is worrying. It's not like we've been playing against Bayern Munich and Liverpool and Man City. We played against Nottingham Forest. We didn't score. We played against Burnley at home. We didn't score. We played against Liverpool at home. We didn't score. We played against Liverpool away. We didn't score. The worrying thing is that it's not that we never had a shot or anything. No. Yesterday, we had 20 shots on goal. We didn't get anything because we literally did not have a striker. Against Nottingham Forest was a bad game. We didn't have a shot. But against Liverpool as well, Lacazette missed a very good chance. I think Martinelli missed a good chance at home as well. So that means we need a striker. And is that striker Dusan Vlahovic? We'll get to see. So this article is from Chris Whitley, by the way, Football London. Shout out to him. They start by saying time is starting to run out for Edu and Ateta as the January transfer draws to a close. Arsenal have yet to make a single first-team signing in the winter transfer market so far, despite going into it with the knowledge that a central midfielder and a striker are needed. So I went in the transfer window thinking like, we really need a midfielder, not so much a striker. I think Lacazette could do the job. Maybe Aubameyang could come from the bench. Maybe Martinelli could play. 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, he did not know Aubameyang wasn't going to be playing at all. He didn't know he was going to miss that many chances again. We didn't know Lacazette was going to be our only dependent striker. We didn't know Martinelli was going to have to be used on the left side. Listen, I know Thomas Partey will be back after the red card. I know Xhaka will come back in the next game. I know Pepe will come back. He's had a very good AFCON, by the way. He scored, he's assisted. We will have El Neni back. But will it be enough? When you looked at the bench from yesterday, we had 6 youngsters on the bench, 2 defenders and a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, who we don't even know is going to be here at the end of the transfer window, Leno, he wants to leave. We'll come to his story very soon. The defenders, Chambers, the other game, Holding, are they going to be here next season? Absolutely no idea. Tavares, he was subbed off in one of the games in the 30th minute by Ateta. Does Ateta not like him anymore? No idea. Youngsters, Hutchinson has never played in the Premier League. Patino has never played in the Premier League. Beereth has never played in the Premier League. So many youngsters on the bench who have never played in the Premier League. So I was thinking yesterday, if Saka drops down with an injury, we are so screwed, I'm telling you. If Saka goes down with an injury, especially like the game yesterday where Burnley is such a terrible team to play against, by the way. They are so defensive, so rough. I hate playing against them, almost like Stoke, basically. The way they were trying to injure our players yesterday, if Saka goes down with an injury for 2 or 3 weeks, we are so finished, because who will play in that position? There's literally no one. We'll have to play Nketiah on the wing. That will not work, never work. We'll have to bring in Hutchinson or Patino on that side. That will not work. Patino against Burnley, it's almost like we're playing with 10 men, because they'll be too powerful for him, basically. Terrible, terrible for him. So looking at that, we have to get players, not 1 or 2, almost like 3 players this transfer window, because we've gotten rid of Kolasinac. Maitland-Niles has gone. Pablo Mari has gone. Leno could go. Balogun has gone as well. Remember that. So many other players could go. Nketiah could end up leaving. We don't know all those stories. Aubameyang could end up leaving. So we'll be very short even if we buy players. We definitely need to sign 2 or 3 right now to get that top 4. United are now above us. So I've also realized that in the next 4 or 5 games, United will be playing before us, and then we'll be playing after them. We all remember what we've been saying the last one month when talking about Tottenham and United with the games in hand. We've been bantering them about the games in hand, or games in hand doesn't really mean you're going to win. It's the same case for us right now. 1 month ago, we were above United and Tottenham. They had like 3 games in hand. Now, in the next 3 weeks, they could be above us, and we could have 3 games in hand. That would be a role change, a role switch, definitely. Because In the Carabao Cup final week, we won't be playing. We are supposed to play Liverpool that week. That game will be postponed. Thankfully, I don't want to play Liverpool anytime soon again anyway. That game will be postponed. So United will play that week. Tottenham will play that week. If they win, they'll add another 3 points on top of that. The next very week, there's a time you're supposed to play Chelsea, but they'll be gone to UAE for the Club World Cup. That game will be postponed as well. So by the time we get to March, at the start of March, we will have 3 games in hand. And those games in hand will be against Tottenham, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Do you really trust Arsenal to get 9 points from those games? It's not possible. So we could be looking at the table. United are facing like Burnley, Norwich at that time. We could be looking at the table. United could be 7 points ahead of us. Yes, we have 3 games in hand, but those 3 games in hand are against a Liverpool team who we've not scored a goal against the last 2 years, against a Chelsea team who literally had the time of their lives at the Emirates at the beginning of the season, against the Tottenham side who everyone has been talking about how good Conte is so far. So it's not going to be a good thing. So we need to get the signings done. And let's go on with the article from Chris Whitley. It goes to say Tottenham, United, and West themselves in a similar position to the Gunners, with admitting that the market has been difficult for all involved, which is true. January is never easy to get any players, but come on, you have to get at least one player, because today alone, I've seen Atletico about to sign a player, Atletico Madrid. I've seen Newcastle about to sign another player. Aston Villa have signed players. Like, if all those teams can sign players, surely even us, we can sign players, really. We can't sign players. Hit the like button if you think we can sign players. As previous years show, much of the transfer activity will be completed during the final 48 hours of the window. I don't think that matters right now anyway, because we're not playing for another 18 days. So even if they buy the player on 31st or they buy the player tomorrow, it doesn't really matter. We are already late. If you are going to buy a player early, we'll buy before the Liverpool game. But now, out of the Carabao Cup, a trophy I really wanted us to win, because youngsters we have, the new players, it would have been so nice for our players to get to a final together for the first time. I love that cup, but we're out now in the Premier League. We've drawn against Burnley. We've not even scored a goal against Burnley at the Emirates, so that is a massive worry. So what the current state of play at Arsenal as we enter the final fortnight? They say Arsenal have not heard back from the representatives of Dusan. However, the January move for the sub looking unlikely as things stand. I'm hearing it's bad as Dusan Vlahovic is not picking up the calls from his representatives about Arsenal. That's how bad it is. He's not even picking up our calls. Is Arsenal that bad of a club? He does not want to join us at all. Why not just be direct with it? Why not just say don't want to join Arsenal and the story ends there? Or maybe he's waiting for, when you sit down and you wait for a better option, you wait to see if there's going to be a better option. Maybe Dusan Vlahovic is waiting for that. And I definitely think there's going to be a better option for him. If we don't sign him right now, at the end of the season, Chelsea will probably want him. Bayern Munich will probably want him. Juventus will probably want him. And all those teams will all probably want him. And Juventus and any other team wanting him. He might not want to join Arsenal. He might want to stay in Italy with Juventus, maybe come to Manchester City. Let's be honest. Even if I was to ask you right now, if you're a football player, would you join Arsenal or Man City? You probably want to join Man City because you're going to win more trophies. You're going to play with Kevin De Bruyne behind you. And Arsenal is a project. Some people don't really like projects. They want everything ready. They don't want to come and get the ingredients and start cooking. They want to get the food ready, basically. So the 21-year-old was Mikel Arteta's top transfer target, with the Spaniard keen on bringing in a long-term replacement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and out of contract forward Lacazette and Edin Ketia. I don't know why Shaquille O'Neal is on the squad. You would definitely do with him. His physicality, he would do for us, for those who used to watch. He scored 23 appearances and is wanted by a host of top European clubs. That is a good record. I think that is definitely better than most of our players. Lacazette, how many goals has Lacazette scored over the last 2 years? Not so many. How many goals has Nketiah scored over the last 2 years in the Premier League? Not so many. So if anyone has a better record than them, definitely welcome to Arsenal. But if he doesn't want to join Arsenal, definitely not welcome. Football London reported earlier in the month that Vlahovic's preference is to stay in Serie A, and he has even told close friends Juventus or Inter Milan would be his ideal destination whenever he does decide to leave the Florence-based club. So I've seen Arsenal getting the window so much over the years, and I don't want us to end in another situation where we are getting bullied. We've been bullied with even Ramsey leaving Arsenal. We were just basically bullied. He went to Juventus and they tried to sell him to us 1 year later. No, they didn't even care. They got him for free and they tried to sell him to us. Bullied. We are always bullied in the transfer market. TNE with Celtic, we were bullied for so long with Celtic as well. So it's looking to me like Vlahovic doesn't really want to join Arsenal. And I'd say try and get the alternative. They also go on to say Juventus has been linked with the talent forward in recent times as Allegri looks to strengthen his front line given the deal expired at the end of the current campaign. Would you guys want to get Diabala at the end of the season, by the way? Do you think he can do the job in England? With Vlahovic's arrival looking unlikely, Arsenal are exploring the other options, including Real Sociedad striker Alexander Isak and Lille for Jonathan David. Isak, Sociedad last October acknowledged that a big money move to a Europe was likely to happen soon. So, Vlahovic, do you think Vlahovic will join Arsenal or will he not join Arsenal? So that is the first question. Second question, yeah, that's his first question. Will Vlahovic join Arsenal? And then the second one is, we go to Isak. Isak is the alternative to join. This will be another very hard deal, by the way. This will not be easy to do. And with only 1 week remaining, they have to move very fast. And Arsenal are actually traveling to Dubai, I think, today. So how fast will they be able to do it? We have to wait and see. But Chris writes, Sociedad inserted a release clause of 90 million in Isak's contract, although Arsenal are expected to negotiate that fee. My clause, so Isak said this back in November. The players don't take too much care of that. It's more on the side of the clubs. We play and they negotiate with each other, said in November. So would you guys want Isak to join Arsenal? Do you think he can do the job? Listen, for me, if you ask me about any striker right now, I'll tell you yes, because I feel like any of these strikers can do a better job than Keita, can do a better job than Lacazette right now. You basically have to, you don't have to, but you rather get someone who has scored a couple of goals than someone who hasn't scored any. So I'd rather get Isak, but the money will be another issue. We don't want to hear stories about him wanting 200,000 a week, talking about getting bullied in the transfer market. We don't want that. Meanwhile, Arsenal's pursuit of a central midfield will continue. We'll get to the midfield part. So, as I said, Lacazette, what a chance yesterday against Burnley. You cannot miss such a chance. That has to go in. That is the only chance you're going to get against Burnley because they're going to defend. You're hoping that they lose concentration once or twice and you have to take those chances. Smith Rowe created such a good chance for him. He missed. When Ketia came on for like 20 minutes, no impact really at all. I don't feel like the likes of Ben Mee and Tarkowski felt threatened with him coming on. Lacazette, that is Lacazette and Ketia. So Martinelli, who we thought would play up front, is having to play on the left because we really don't have anyone else to play there unless we start all of them together. Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, and Martinelli, which a lot of people want. But then again, we've rarely had all of them at the same time. A couple of them have been injured recently or ill with COVID. A lot of them have had all that. So we've not really had all of them at the same time, apart from like 2 games or something back in December. No one really cared about that because we were winning games. We were smashing Sunderland by 5, smashing Norwich by 5, smashing Leeds by 4. But even then, how many goals did Lacazette score during that run? How many goals did Ketia score during that run? They weren't scoring. It was Martinelli scoring. It was Odegaard scoring. It was Saka scoring. It was Smith Rowe scoring. So we're very dependent on our midfield. And this is so Arsenal. This is so Arsenal. I'd take you back into 2008, 2009. We had such a good attacking line. Adebayo was a good finisher. He was scoring 19, 20 goals. Van Persie was scoring 20, sometimes 30 goals. Nasri was scoring. I know all of these guys are traitors, but never mind. Nasri was getting assists, scoring good goals. Fabregas was getting double figure assists every season. Alex Song was getting assists. Walcott was scoring goals. But the problem was our defense. We had Scolacci at the back. We had Sylvester at the back. We had Giroud at the back. We had finished Senderos at the back. We had Clichy, who never really returned anything in terms of attacking threats. We had that time. Good strikers, poor backline. Fast forward a couple of years, we had such a good team, no goalkeeper. We had the likes of Fabianski was terrible at the time. Almunia was terrible. Szczesny was making a few mistakes as well. Martinez, who is a very good goalkeeper these days, he was making so many mistakes. We had a good squad, but no good goalkeeper. And then we didn't buy a goalkeeper then. 2 years later, when you're not supposed to buy a goalkeeper, that's when we decided to buy a goalkeeper, Peter Cech, and he was finished by then. And we decided not to buy any forwards. We had Mesut Ozil who was assisting. We had Alexis Sanchez. We had, still Theo Walcott was there. We had all these players, Santi Cazorla, but no striker. So that is my point. Over the years, there's a time we have a striker, we don't have defense. There's a time we have defenders, we don't have strikers. Now, right now, let's say 2 seasons ago, Aubameyang was scoring every single one of our goals. He was scoring doubles against Watford. He was scoring hat-tricks against Valencia in the Europa League, but we didn't really have any goals from midfield. Now, we have goals from midfield, but we don't have a striker. How do we always get ourselves in that position? Why not just improve the team at once? Just buy the players at the same time. Improve both positions or all 3 positions. Don't improve the midfield with Odegaard and Lokonga, someone else, and the defense with Tomiyasu. And then we have no striker. And then I can bet you in the next 1 year, maybe you could have Vlahovic and someone else at striking. And then at that time, maybe, I don't know, maybe Ramsdale would have left or Thomas Partey will have left. We'll still not have a good midfielder again or a good goalkeeper at that time. Why not just settle it right away? Don't let yourself have good one good aspect and then another poor aspect. One good position, one poor position. It's only Arsenal. Look at Man City right now. I don't think you can really say this is a bad position for Man City. No, their goalkeeper is good. Cancelo is good. De Bruyne is good. They don't have a striker, but they don't really care. They are still the top scorers in the league. So I don't think that will worry them at all. So that is the latest on Isak and Vlahovic. Isak is the alternative to Vlahovic. Will he really join us? Will we pay the release clause? Will we negotiate it? It's going to take a long time to negotiate it. And I don't think we're going to get him as well. So which other striker is out there? Which other striker can we get in the next 1 week? Let's not have like a season like 2011 where we didn't get anyone and then we ended up buying Andre Santos, Park Chi-young. Let's not have that as well. Arthur Melo is the other one we've been linked to a lot the last few weeks. But will Arthur Melo end up joining Arsenal? I heard that Tottenham are about to buy Frank Kessie from AC Milan. And I was like, why didn't we go for him? Surely Frank Kessie will not join Tottenham with us not having any midfielder. Chris Whitley goes to say midfielder will continue this week as a deal enters midfielder. Arthur Melo hangs on a thread. Brazil international Arthur is the subject of serious interest from the Gunners who have proposed a loan deal until the end of the season. How many times have we had Arsenal are serious about a player? Arsenal was serious about Hassan Mawara. Arsenal was serious about Cristiano Ronaldo. Arsenal was serious about N'Golo Conte. Arsenal has always been serious about every single player. However, Serie A giants Juve are only prepared to sanction an 18-month deal with an option to buy included. Talks will continue this week with Leicester City midfielder Yuri Tielemans also on the list of midfield targets. Now, let me tell you, if it's possible to get Yuri Tielemans, I do not care if they ask for 80 million, give it to them. I know you made the mistake that gave Tottenham all 3 points the other day, but Tielemans is such a good midfielder. He can tackle, he can pass the ball, he assists goals, he has very good long balls. He can play next to Thomas Partey. He can play in front of Thomas Partey. He can play there, even if Thomas Partey is not there, maybe alongside El Neni or with Odegaard there. Tielemans can score goals. He scores a few goals, at least 5 goals every season from outside the box. He is very good at that. He's won Leicester a trophy by himself by scoring in that final. But just like James Maddison, they could easily ask for 80 million. And will we really pay that? I don't think so. This is an area where Arsenal have already been notably active in terms of departures. Niles and Pablo Mari going. However, there are still first-team players who are in talks to leave the club. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is no longer considered a part of the first-team setup, and despite receiving an offer from Saudi Arabia, team Al Nasra Football London understands that the Gabon international would prefer to stay in Europe. So we're going to talk about Marseille and AC Milan being interested in Aubameyang. So again, question for you. Do you guys want to keep Aubameyang until the end of the season? Do you want to get rid of him right now? Or what are you thinking about Aubameyang? Are you done with him? He needs to go? Or do you still think he can help us between now and the end of the season? They also go on to about Bernd Leno wanting to leave the club. Newcastle are very, very interested in Bernd Leno. But I don't think the goalkeeper position is a major issue for us. We are about to sign a goalkeeper from USA, and I don't think the midfield is the goalkeeper position is a big one for us. Midfield and striking is the big issue. There's no way we can go 4 games without scoring. That is the first time we've gone 4 games without scoring since December 2005. December 2005. We had not even reached the Champions League final then. We had not even signed very many players that have become Arsenal legends since. Like, that was such a long time ago. We had not even moved to the Emirates Stadium. So basically, since we moved to the Emirates Stadium, we've never gone 4 games without scoring a goal. This is the first time. And with 20 shots yesterday, with a few other shots against Liverpool as well, that definitely means you're lacking a striker. And we have a striker in the club called Aubameyang, but he's out of favor. We have a striker called Lacazette. He's about to leave. We have a striker called Nketiah, not good enough. We have another striker called Martinelli. He's playing on the left side, and I think many prefer him playing on the left side. And that is a worry. Balogun, we had another striker called Balogun. He's gone out on loan. So surely they have a plan. Because I think the moment the transfer window closes like this and you've not signed a player, I think we won't get top 4. I think I can predict it right there and then that you're not going to get top 4. If you finish this transfer window without getting a player, there is no chance that you're going to get top 4. Because Burnley, I think right now, Burnley is the easiest team to face in the Premier League. Yes, they will defend, but I think Norwich has kind of improved with their new manager. I think Newcastle have a couple of players there. They've improved just slightly. But Burnley is the easiest team. They had not played for months. That was the easiest game we could have asked for. So we will still have to travel to Aston Villa. We will still have to play Liverpool again. We will still have to travel to Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. We will still have to play Man United again. We still have to travel to the Tottenham Stadium to play Tottenham. We still have to go to Wolves, a team that has conceded more than 1 goal in a game only once this season. If you can't score against Burnley, can you really score 2 or 3 against Wolves? It's very tough. So the games are getting tougher, and our squad could probably get thinner. Do you think that was the last red card we got the other day? I don't think so. We might as well get another 1 or 2 red cards. And if it's in an important position, like let's say Ramsdale or something, oh, we are so finished. So we definitely need players. We need players right now. And Arthur Melo has been talked about. I'll do a couple of more videos about Arthur Melo. I'll do more research on him and see what kind of stuff he'll add to Arsenal. It's looking likely like that he will join. He'll be the first player to join Arsenal. I really hope he does, because we really don't have anyone else there at all. We have other players on loan like Chris Nelson. Would you guys be tempted to bring someone like Chris Nelson back from his loan spell, or do you think he really wouldn't help us anyway? So that's the latest transfer news on Melo, Isak, and Vlahovic. Vlahovic looking likely like he might not join Arsenal. Isak could be an alternative, and the way he's speaking, he doesn't mind leaving. And Arthur Melo, since it's a loan deal, it could actually happen. We've gotten a lot of loan deals recently. Ceballos, obviously, Odegaard as well. Few loan deals. Let's see. Mba says, what is up with Arsenal? I wish you knew. I wish you knew, Mba. I wish you knew. We've not had a very good January. We've now dropped to 6th. We had a chance to go 4th. Arsenal is also going to Dubai. In case you didn't know, they're going to train there in warm weather training. And I'm hoping a few players will join them there for the training camp, because we really do need players. I don't know if it's a good thing not to play for 18 days. It would have been a good thing not to play for 18 days if we were in the top 4. If we won that game yesterday, it would have been nice to relax in the top 4 for 3 weeks and just see what they'll do in the transfer window. But now having to sit with Man United above us, with Tottenham on the same points, with Wolves only 2 points behind us, with West Ham above us, it's not good at all. Because I say the games in hand don't automatically mean wins, and those games in hand are against teams like Tottenham and Liverpool, so they're not easy. Murray says bigger. Thank you, Robert. Canon Fodder says, I believe it's time to move on from Vlahovic. I do think so as well. Even if he joins, I don't really want a player who doesn't want to join Arsenal to come to join the team. So for me as well, I do agree with you, Alex. You could see Saka getting kicked almost all the time. Why didn't Arteta tell Martinelli and Saka to swap things? It's easy as that, man. I don't know why he didn't do that, because even if it's for 10 minutes, just switch wings, or I don't know, ask Smith Rowe to go to the left side. He has played that, because we saw the chance we created for Lacazette yesterday. It was Smith Rowe from the left side. So maybe tell Smith Rowe go to the left side for 20 minutes. Tell Saka come to the number, maybe stay on the right. Odegaard stay in the number 10 position. Martinelli go forward. If that doesn't work half-time, try something different. Play this player on the left, play this player on the right. If you watched Man United yesterday against West Ham, or on Saturday against West Ham, I noticed a lot of things in that game. I know maybe their caretaker manager or their interim manager, I don't think is that good. He's made a few awful decisions for Man United. But yesterday, him and David Moyes, he is a stats point, a stats view. So he brought on Rashford, Ranić. He brought on Rashford to the left side. And Moyes realized Rashford was coming on because of his pace to take on Kufal, their right back. Right immediately, Moyes took out Kufal. Just go and check the subs in that game. He took out Kufal and he brought in Fredericks, the backup right back at West Ham, just to deal with his pace. Plan B. Also, Ranić had a plan B, and the plan B was to push Rashford to the right side. And Rashford was playing on the right side for Man United against West Ham in the last 10 minutes. And where did Rashford score that goal from in the last minute against West Ham? From the right side. That's where he scored. Cavani went to the left side, he crossed the ball, and Rashford scored from the right side. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. You have to change things around. That thing, just that, it made United win that game in the last minute. Just something. Conte brought in Bergwijn against Leicester. He got them 2 goals and they won the game. So I'm not saying Arteta out. I am not saying take out Martinelli or Saka from the team. I'm not saying buy 100 players. I'm saying simple things like rotate. Just tell Saka to go to the left side. Tell Martinelli to go up front, just as Alex says. Because Saka, every time he's marked out, we are always in trouble. Hi Cookie says signing Vlahovic is dodgy now. It's taking too long with too much delay. Just move on and go all out for Isak, Arthur Melo, and Van der Beek. Van der Beek, do you guys want Van der Beek at Arsenal? I wouldn't mind him really. I mean, if you give us someone like Van der Beek or Lukaku, who Chelsea are crying about, I'd definitely take them. Tactical says Vlahovic will not come until the summer. As I said, Tactical, if Vlahovic doesn't come right now, he will not come to Arsenal. At the end of the season, Man City will want him. At the end of the season, Bayern will want him. Juventus will want him. And the chances of him rejecting Bayern Munich and Man City to join Arsenal are very, very minimal because when it comes to money, they'll splash more money than us right away, PSG and all those teams. And also attraction. It's they'll ask him, do you want to come and play with Messi or Mbappe, Lewandowski? Do you want to come and play with Diabala or someone else if it stays? Do you want to come and play with De Bruyne behind you? Or do you want to play with Ketia? What will he say? Obviously, he'll choose the other team. So no disrespecting Ketia by the way, but it's true. Let's not be afraid of saying such things. It's true. Tactical also says, I'd love Van der Beek, but they won't sell him to us. And if they did it would be a hefty sum. Yeah, maybe just on loan. James says it's better we move forward with another alternative like David from Lille and Isak. Yeah. What about if Isak refuses to join or Jonathan David refuses to join as well? Who are the other alternative strikers we can get, surely? I don't think Calvert-Lewin has been great this season at all. I don't think you can get him for 70 million right now, especially not with Everton in a relegation battle. They won't sell him. We've left it too late, but I'm hoping they have ideas. I mean, we didn't really know Tomiyasu before he was signed, and he's been great. We had watched Ben White maybe for a couple of seasons in England, but none of us had really watched him that closely. Odegaard, before he joined Arsenal, how many games had you seen of Odegaard in Madrid? Before Tavares joined Arsenal, how many games had you seen Tavares playing? So just sign someone, even if we don't know him, as long as he can do the job. Bar says, perfect. Niall says, how are you? Big up, Glenn. Hello, hope you're well. I am, but it's been a very tough week for Arsenal fans, so we're hoping they can make it better, because just a few players. You remember how when we signed Ozil, everyone was looking forward to the next game. I remember that time, I don't know what had happened home, but I literally went to the neighbor to watch that game. It was maybe they had the cable, maybe we didn't have the cable at that time, that the one that was showing the game. It was Sunderland against Arsenal, Ozil's first game, also Napoli, I think, in the next week in the Champions League. I went to the neighbor. I literally called him 1 week before and told him I have to come and watch this Sunderland-Arsenal game because Mesut Ozil has joined. But now, if he's not signed anyone, even if he missed the game, you're like, what will I miss? It's going to be the same thing again, all over again. But if you sign the midfielder, you maybe sign Frank Kessie from AC Milan and you sign Vlahovic or you sign Isak at the same time, we are now looking to the next forward to the next game against Wolves. Let's see how they do against this Wolves defense. We're looking forward to it. Will Pepe play when he comes back? Will this one be on the bench? Will Saka start with Vlahovic or will Martinelli be on the bench now that Arthur's come? We want to just different things. Nketiah is the GOAT. Glenn says tactical. Well, unless the GOAT has 2 different meanings. The one I know is greatest of all time. I don't think it means that. Finishing better than Ronaldo. I mean, in the Carabao Cup, Nketiah is better than Ronaldo, both Ronaldos combined, Cristiano and that, the older Ronaldo. So, will Vlahovic join Arsenal? Isak is alternative, and Arthur Melo deal from Juventus. The one that could mostly happen is the Arthur Melo one. Maybe the Arthur Melo, I'd say 60% to happen. Vlahovic, I'd say maybe 10% to happen. Isak, I'd say maybe 30% to happen, and those are very low. And maybe someone else that we don't know to join Arsenal, maybe 70%. We could get someone from nowhere. And then Leno, Leno is the latest one as well. Leno could be leaving Arsenal this transfer window. Obviously, now that we don't have the FA Cup, we don't have the Carabao Cup, he's obviously not going to play unless Ramsdale gets injured or Ramsdale gets COVID or Ramsdale gets suspended. That's the only way Leno can play. And I think he wants to leave because there's a World Cup later this year. And if he's going to be picked, he has to really basically, I'd say, leave Arsenal. And I'll not hate Leno if he leaves Arsenal at all. I'll still remember him for the good saves he's made for us and the few good memories he has. So I don't think any of us would hate Leno at all. Tactical also says, I don't see Vlahovic joining at all. Maybe Melo, I think, will be here. I also think Melo could join us or will join us. I say 60%, but we have to wait and see. So I put a poll on YouTube. Let me see what you guys said. I asked about Dusan Vlahovic. Let's hope we get a player, any of those players, man. You really need one of those players, or two. One is not even enough unless all our players stay fit. So I asked, how are you feeling about the Vlahovic links? Option number one was, let's get him, very good striker. Number two was good striker, but let's get another one. And option number three was, I'm tired, by someone else. 50% have said, let's get him, very good striker. 39% have said, I'm tired, by someone else. And 11% have said, good striker, but let's buy another one. Buy good striker, but let's buy another one. Yeah, I don't know why I misspelled that anyway, but yeah, so 50% are still saying go for Vlahovic, but that will be very hard. Personally, I agree with a few comments. Tactical Alex, let's just go for someone else. So let me know in the comment section afterwards which players you'd buy. Do you think we'll sign anyone else? That's the latest transfer news. Hopefully we hear something during the night. Hopefully we hear something tomorrow morning. And I will be back with another live stream. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow the page, and I'll catch up with you guys soon.